Okay, perfect. I'm just adding a few lives in right now. Welcome, Kelly. Good morning, Timothy. Timothy's excited to be here. This is going to be recorded. We'll have the recordings available daily and then for a little while after the 5-day challenge. If you're interested in getting all the recordings, you can get a VIP access ticket. That's at getinfluencervip.com. We are getting started. We have several people joining in. Thank you so much. Ben, how you doing today?
Alex, I'm excited. Welcome, everybody. We're going to have some fun. Day one of an incredible 5-day experience. Thanks for having me here, Alex.
Day one. This is crazy. We're going live on all these different channels, really doing it. This is the Real Influencer Challenge. We've got all these amazing speakers. Ben Azadi's with us today. We have Tristan Ahumada, who's going to be here. We have Gabe Cordova, Aaron Keith, Ivan Estrada, all these amazing speakers talking about how to become a real estate influencer, what to do online. I'd love to know from all of you who are listening in on Zoom or on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever you're listening in from. We're going worldwide with this. Let us know what it is that you want to learn today. Like, what's the biggest thing that you'd love to learn today? Please put that in the chat so we know what to cover. But we are going to be getting into influencer mindset first today. I'll do a little bit of logistics just so you get a sense of what is this 5-day challenge. How many people have been on a 5-day challenge? I know Ben has done multiple 5-day challenges or more, 7-day challenges even.
Yeah.
So Ben, give people a little insight as to what is a 5 or 7-day challenge and why is it so powerful and why do you keep doing these and why do the people love it?
There's so many benefits to doing a 5-day challenge, a 7-day challenge. I've done 7 of them already, and what a wonderful way to build community. It's one thing to do a webinar for 60 minutes or a teaching session or so. That's, half a day. Some people do that, but 5 days spent together and have different speakers and a different curriculum, a different agenda every single day that we could build momentum from. There's something special about that. There's a lot of momentum that you're going to gain in the next 5 days, especially if you continue to tune into all 5 sessions and take action. So the community aspect of it, we build such momentum in these 5 days. We're going to be building such momentum in these 5 days. So it's special. That's something that separates it from any one-day workshop or a webinar.
This is so exciting. I love seeing all these people tuning in. I love that we're doing this. This is the first of many, okay? So stay tuned, everybody. You're just getting the first glimpse of what our 5-day challenge looks like. These speakers are amazing. Ben is amazing. We're so blessed. We have Katerina on the call. She's been responsible for being the composer of it all, the coordinator, making sure you get your emails, making sure you get your starter kits, making sure you get your VIP access, all these beautiful graphics. She's working with our design team. So if you're here, it's thanks to Katerina. So take a moment and say thank you, Katerina, because she's the one that gave you the links, told you where to join, told you where to sign up. So thank you, Katerina. Without you, this would not be possible. I'm excited. How you doing, Katerina?
I'm good, thank you. And thank you for that. I'm very excited for this challenge and glad to see everybody that is on here.
All right, awesome. Let's get into this. I'm going to advance my slides here to make sure. All right, perfect. Welcome to our 5-day challenge, everybody. This is the Real Influencer Challenge. You've got your hosts here, Ben Azadi, Alex Montalenti, myself, and Katerina Bomar. We are here to serve you, to help you, to answer your questions. If you have questions, put them in the chat on Facebook. If you have questions on Zoom, put them in the chat on Zoom. This is where you go all out. I was literally screaming at the top of my lungs this morning with excitement because I'm like, we are doing this. We are doing this challenge. We're bringing it all for you. This gets me back to like what I love, which is education, inspiration, being here with all of you. So thanks for joining. Let's get into this. This is going to be amazing. These are the speakers that we have lined up for this week. So we have Ivan Estrada, who's a top producing agent, does a tremendous amount of video, huge social media influencer. We've got Tristan Ahumada, the CEO of Lab Coat Agents. He runs a Facebook group with 150,000 agents. He's the CMO of Success. Ben, you know Success, right?
Of course.
I mean, this guy's interviews people for Success, which is huge. Aaron Keith is our business coach. This guy's coached some of the biggest real estate influencers. He coaches social media companies. So, I mean, he's got a lot to say about marketing and branding and brand pillars. Then we have Gabe Cordova coming in. He's a top EXP team. He's a resident for Ylopo, for Follow Up Boss, all the best technologies. He's going to be on here talking about databases, how to leverage your connections. All the meanwhile, I'm going to tie it all together with social media. We're going to bring on crazy TikTok influencers, including Ben over here, who is wild on TikTok. And this is what the agenda looks like. Day one, influencer mindset. We have to have that mindset that you're just going to make it happen. Like Ben and I made a decision one day, we're going to be influencers. We're going to do this. And that's what we're looking for all of you. We're going to work you through this, but we want you to have this mindset because the truth is you are already an influencer. Each of you helps people make decisions to purchase their home, to sell their home, to rent this place, to fix this place. You're influencers already. Now we're just going to show you how to do it online. Day two, we're going to get into branding and help you develop a marketing plan for 2023. Day three, we're going to get into social media and your database, how to connect your people on social media, how to get those connections going on LinkedIn, how to get everything moving. Day four, we're going to do health and your mental six-pack. We're bringing Ben back on day four. He's going to tell us a story that'll blow your mind, how he's helped people change their health, transform their health, and extend their life, as well as talk about the mental six-pack that it takes to be that influencer and how he used social media to grow his message and build this giant audience that he serves. And on day five, we're bringing Tristan Ahumada to talk about becoming that influencer. What can you do to become that influencer? So out of all the days, let us know, what day are you most looking forward to? Day one, day two, day three, day four, day five. Let us know in the chat on Facebook. Let us know in the chat on Zoom. We're going on all channels. Ben, have you ever done this before? Zoom plus StreamYard?
No,
Plus...
I think it's a brilliant idea. So I love that you're doing that. It's a great idea because Zoom, everybody's familiar with Zoom nowadays. The last 2-3 years, everybody, even like the 70-year-old grandma, knows about Zoom. So bravo, brilliant idea, adding Zoom into the mix.
There we go. Everybody's looking forward to day two. Some people looking forward to today. Some people looking forward to all of them. I love it. We are going to do all of them. We are here for you. So let's rock it. The idea is to help you master every area of your digital marketing, from your Google reputation to your Facebook presence, to your Instagram following, to your LinkedIn connections, to your YouTube subscribers, even for realtors, your homes.com, Realtor, Zillow, all of this is your online presence, but we're really going to help you master it using these amazing masters, these speakers, these people that have the expert advice to show you how to get it done. So let me start by saying, what is an influencer? This is straight textbook definition. An influencer is someone who has the power to affect others' purchasing decisions because of their authority, their knowledge, position, or relationship with their audience, a following in a distinct niche with whom they actively engage. So I want to ask you all, based on this definition, first of all, Ben, do you say you're an influencer?
Absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely. Katerina, are you an influencer?
Yes, I am.
There you go. And everybody on this call, read that definition. You're all influencers already. We have this concept like, oh, I have to have 100,000 followers, or I've got to have 10 million subscribers, or I got to be Ryan Serhant or Grant Cardone or etc. No, you're already an influencer. You have a community you serve. You influence their purchasing decisions or their selling decisions. In real estate, 100% you're an influencer. So I want you to put in the chat, if you believe in what I'm saying right now, put I am an influencer. That's the first step into the mindset of being an influencer, is just to declare it. Like, I am it. I am an influencer. I can wear the shirt, right? I have an audience. I help people. If you're helping people and you have a sphere, you're an influencer. Awesome. Shelly says I'm an influencer. Stuart, Yamili, Teresa, Marion, I am an influencer. Yes, we help people every day. Thank you. This is like such a myth, right? Like, I've got to get here to be an influencer. Okay, yeah, there's micro influencer, macro influencer. There's various levels of influencer. But at the base level, everybody on this call, if you're doing real estate or you're on social media, you are an influencer. Now we're just comparing who's bigger, better, and all that, right? Forget the comparing. You're it. The size of the following depends on the popularity of their niche. Influencers in social media have built a reputation for their knowledge and expertise on a specific topic. So awesome. Bell just got dinged. Now I get it. Me, definitely. Finally, Penny. Yes, I love it. There we go. That's the breakthrough I was looking for on that. So I am an influencer. Yes. Here's some logistics for this challenge. If you have not texted into our community number, text the word challenge to this phone number. Why do we do this? This is so that you can participate in the giveaways. This is so you can get notice when we're going live. This is so that you get the updates. This is not for us to spam you or overwhelm you. In fact, you can unsubscribe anytime you'd like. But if you want to be part of the challenge and you want to be all in with us, I recommend you text the word challenge to 516-400-4161. Shelly, yeah, sometimes with the zip code or the city, just use a random city that's like pretty straightforward, like Miami Beach or New York City. It's okay that we don't get your location. Sometimes there's an issue with community when it comes to the zip codes or the cities. But everybody else, text into that number and get the updates. That's the key. And maybe Katerina, you can reach out to Shelly and help her out with that. She's having some issues there.
No problem.
Perfect. Brian texted into that. He didn't receive anything. You don't really receive anything yet, Brian, but throughout the challenge, you will get some updates on there. So the next thing is to join the Facebook group. There's a Facebook group called Real Influencer 5-Day Challenge. Katerina, maybe you can put the link in the Zoom chat because we got a lot of people on Zoom. And you could also put the link in the StreamYard. Join the Facebook group. That's another reason why you want to join is because of the giveaways. We're giving away thousands of dollars in giveaways. This is information overload, speaker abundance, and gifts. We're bringing gifts to you too that are relevant to your industry, okay? So let's keep going here. Join the Facebook group. And the last thing is to join StreamYard. If you're on Facebook right now and you're trying to participate, make sure you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook so that we can see your name when you comment. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of comments in here. And I want to be able to see your names as well. I do see Mary. I see Wayne, Ryan. I love it. All of you put your StreamYard apps. Ben, any recommendations on this as well, or am I spot on?
Yeah, it's very easy. Just open up a new tab and go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and then click the blue button. And you just need to do that once for the duration. And that way we could actually see your names, right? So I see John Clinton Woods. I see you've connected to StreamYard. I see Chris Eckert. There's somebody who says Facebook user. Yeah, I am an influencer. You haven't connected yet. So make sure you just go there, click that blue button, and you're good to go. You just got to do it once.
I'll go back. Somebody asked, what's the phone number for the text? It's 516-400-4161. All right. There we go for the housekeeping. Any other questions on housekeeping? Let us know before we get into this. Katerina, I'll let you keep an eye on the chat, answer any questions there. So yes. I'm about to give you a whole ton of information for the next 5 days, right? Now I usually save this statement for the end. I'm going to put it in the beginning. Information alone never helped anyone. We are not here just for your entertainment. We are here for your implementation. Okay. I want you to take the things you learned during this challenge and take action on them. And why is because I want your success. Like, that's it. I want you to be successful. I love teaching, and then implementation happens. Right. And now Ben knows I was Ben's business coach for quite a while, a couple of years. And what I loved about Ben is that I would give him coaching and he would take action on ideas that even I thought I should take an action on. I didn't, and he did, and he took off. One of those was TikTok. Yeah. I called Ben one day and I'm like, Ben, now I understand TikTok. You got to get on TikTok. It's going to grow your YouTube like crazy. I'm going to start doing it. And I lied to myself because I didn't do it exactly when I told Ben. And Ben went and got started right away. And how many followers does Ben have now?
Yeah, 315,000 on TikTok.
He was an early adopter to TikTok. He started cranking out content. Now he has 315,000 followers on TikTok. So take action on something that you learned from this challenge. Take out your journal, take notes, let me know, and DM me. Instagram message me. Please say, hey, Alex, I learned this from your challenge, from Ben or from Ivan or from Tristan, and I did this, and this is the result I got. That's really what lights me up. That's what keeps me going. Like, why would I do all this work for this 5-day challenge? Is really just so I can hear a couple success stories and be like, wow, I made a difference for people. I'm so glad I organized this. So information alone never helped anyone. Please take action on it. And let's get into it. I want you to look at whether you're going to dabble or you're going to go all in on this 5-day challenge. You really have a choice to make right now. Dabbling is on the left. Like, yeah, Alex, this is pretty cool. Maybe I'll do a post. Maybe I'll do a video. All in is like, I'm going to take notes. I'm going to implement. I'm going all in because next year I am going to be that macro influencer. I'm not just going to be an influencer that connects with my community. I'm going to expand beyond that. Right? I'm going to go for I'm going to give Ben a run for his money, 300,000 followers. I'm going to go for that. Whatever it is, I just want you to go all in. Just say in the chat, I'm all in, because I'm all in. Like, if you can't feel my energy, I'm like standing right now, ready to jump out of my clothes. That's how all in I am with you. And don't worry, I'm not going to get naked. I'm just saying.
That might happen. We have 5 days. We don't know.
So awesome. So some of you, after a couple days, you're going to look like this. Some of you, after a couple days, it might look like this. And what I invite you is to ask questions. Whenever you're feeling bored, whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, just ask the questions so that we can serve you and we can help you. We're going to try to get to as many of the questions as possible. And I want you to participate with energy, right? Participate with energy. Like, let's make this happen. Because that's what it takes, even on social media. If you do a video on Facebook and you're like, check out my video. This is my house that's for sale. It's really nice. Or you get with energy like, hey, I'm here at 22 Broad Street. Look at this property. Isn't it amazing? Look at the backyard. Look at this. Look at that. That's participating with energy. People are attracted to energy, and that's what social media is all about, is high energy. Right, Ben?
Amen to that. You only have one opportunity to make a first impression. So bring that energy and make an incredible first impression, because they're going to pick up on it, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. They will pick up on your energy level. So start off with a bang, like Alex is doing right here with his awesome energy.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Katerina, do we have that form ready for everybody? So I just have a quick questionnaire for you. We're going to drop the link. If you get a chance, just fill this in. Why I'm asking you this early on to fill in this little form is because it says, what are the top 3 things you want to learn during this challenge? And why that's important to me is because, A, this is my first challenge like this. So I want to make sure I answer all your questions. I'm going to read all your answers tonight. Okay. And that's because I want to make sure that during the 5 days, I answer all your questions. And it'll also help me prepare for the next one. So I invite you, there's a short form Airtable link in the StreamYard. There's also a link that we're going to put in the Zoom chat. Can you put it in there, or do you need me to put it in there,
Yep.
Kat?
Nope, I'm doing it right now.
Awesome. And if you could take a moment just to fill that in, it's really basic, but it'll give us a lot of clues on how we can help you best. I'm going to give you just a little bit of time there just to fill in that form, and let's go all in. And remember, you answering these questions and telling me what are the things that you want to learn, I'm going to be able to help you with that. Monica says she's looking for the starter kit as well. Awesome, Monica. Katerina will make sure you get that taken care of. If anybody wants the starter kit, by the way, it's just a bunch of guidebooks that help you get started as an influencer. It's influencerstarterkit.com. Is that right, Katerina?
Yep, that's right. I'll put it in the chat.
If anybody wants VIP access to this challenge and you want to have the replays forever, it's getinfluencervip.com. That's just ways to upgrade your experience. But this is a free challenge. We're here for 5 days. We're going to answer all your questions. Let me know once you filled in the form, just so I know if somebody got it done. Just say, hey, done with the form, and I'll be ready to rock on and move on. We'll just wait a few more seconds. And again, what we're going to be going over on this 5-day challenge is Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, video marketing, your database, your social media, your Google reputation, what to do about TikTok, how to create catchy content, viral hooks, how to really build your influence really quickly, mindset, health, all of these amazing topics. All right, I see some people getting done, so I'm going to start to move on. Katerina's going to answer the questions in the chat. We are giving away thousands of dollars in prizes during this challenge. So our prizes range from a $97 giveaway to a $600 giveaway on average. We even have $2,500 value items that we're giving away. These are some of the items that we're giving away. BombBomb. I've been started to use this last year. BombBomb.com is amazing for video email marketing. We're giving away a free account for the year. That's a $588 value. So by attending today, we're going to be giving away a free giveaway. Another giveaway is we're giving away digital business cards. We're creating those for you. Each of those is a value of $297. We're giving away a ticket to SocialCon. SocialCon is a huge social media conference. It's a $697 value. It's a 2-day event with some of the top industry influencers, including Tristan Ahumada. We're giving away a ticket to that. Ben Azadi is giving away a 1-year gold membership. That's a $2,500 value. You're going to get access to Ben Azadi's program here. This is huge to transform your health. I lost 45 pounds with Ben, so I know that his stuff works. And it's not like stuff, like it's not a trick. This is like real science to help you lose weight and get healthy. Buildify. Aaron Keith is giving a 1-hour strategy session to one of you to help revolutionize your business plan for 2023. Purity Coffee, we're giving away coffee just so you can stay awake. Just kidding. .realtor and .real estate. All of you who are realtors get a free .realtor domain for a year. This is from the National Association of Realtors, but they're giving away a .real estate domain for 1 year. You could point this to your website. You can point this to your digital card. There is so much you can do with this. So thousands of dollars in giveaways. Let's get into this. Let's see. All right, let's get into this. I'm giving this away too. Obviously, an influencer package. So for 1 year, we're going to support you in being an influencer. This is a program we put together where we have live Zoom rooms every single day, monthly coaching calls, an expert webinar. We give you social media content, 30 posts. I'm giving away a free influencer for 1 year. That's over close to a $7,000 value. And I'm giving this away to somebody on one of these calls. Let's keep going here. These are people that I took through the program last year. Sheila Morrison, she actually went through the influencer program as a beta test. She's growing her social media. Lisa Vidal got her first listing from Google, got another one from Instagram. Willie Harden gets 4 to 5 qualified leads per week, 1 to 2 deals per month. So what we're talking about on this challenge and what we're doing for realtors is helping you become visible, helping you really push your online presence, helping you grow your online presence, because that's what's needed in this industry right now. Now, there are some big challenges that you're all up against. And how I know this is because I asked you all. I interviewed 60 top performers last year, and here's the challenges. And let me know if you can relate to this. A lot of people are saying, Alex, to be an influencer, where do I start? Like, just getting started is hard enough for me. Like, getting off and running, getting up and running. What do I do? How do I do it? I need help getting on camera. I'm not even comfortable on camera. I need help with video marketing. I need to be consistent in my posting. I need a place to get answers. I need help getting expert support. These are the kind of challenges that a lot of people are facing. So give you a little background on me before we get started. My name's Alex Montalenti, once again. This is my mom, Adriana, and my mom is a retired realtor. And that's how I got in the business, and that's why I help so many realtors, is because I saw my mom struggling as a single mom, paying a huge mortgage, raising 2 kids, and then 1999 happens, and now she's got to do technology on top of doing real estate. And she hated technology. She hated taking continuing education classes. She would literally cry to me because she couldn't get the listings into the computer. She couldn't get them into the MLS. So I started helping her that summer in 1999. Next thing I know, I'm doing some marketing for her. We found a buyer for this commercial property, $80,000 commission check. And I'm like, wow, realtors make a lot of money, but they don't really get technology. All my mom's friends started asking me for help. And then I got into websites and marketing, SEO, social media for realtors, et cetera, et cetera. And I've been in the industry for 23 years. Anthony DeJohn, I love it. You are the man and Real Grader's the bomb. Anthony DeJohn is like one of the top realtors in the country. You should check this guy out.
Awesome.
So I progress a little further. I start to look at, okay, if I'm going to help a lot of realtors, okay, just like you want to help a lot of people who own homes, if I'm going to help a lot of realtors, I better have some credibility online. So I started Googling myself and I realized, wow, there's not a lot about me online. I better start building that up. And that was my Google reputation. I started doing videos. This was like 2017. And I started building my presence online. And that's when me and Ben met and we started both building our presences online. And we're like, wow, there's so much room to grow here. We want to reach so many more people. So I started doing these videos, and I wasn't great on video in the beginning. And by the way, I did all these videos in one day and just brought 6 different t-shirts. Okay. Just letting you know sometimes what it looks like is like, yeah, batching the content, creating all these videos in one shot. So I did that. Then I started doing these workshops, going to real estate offices, and realtors were saying, wow, you're my superhero, Alex. You're teaching me social media. And all these people were learning. And I was visiting like 150 offices a year. And then it hit me. What's the biggest question you all are asking, and what's the biggest thing you're struggling with? You're asking me, hey, Alex, how am I doing online? Is my stuff looking good? And I'm struggling with technology. So we built a company called Real Grader to measure, manage, and maximize your digital presence. And that's who's sponsoring this challenge right now. We graded realtors, just like Credit Karma would grade your credit score. Real Grader would grade your online score. And we saw that a lot of you were struggling. The average grade was a 30 out of 100. And we've graded over 30,000 agents at this point. And what was the biggest thing missing? Inconsistent social media and lack of branding, broken links and outdated information, inappropriate or negative content, missing profiles or duplicate profiles. So I had to help you all just get this stuff organized, like organize your digital chaos so that I could take you to the next level and get you to be that influencer, get you to connect on social media. So we built something called the 8-Site Digital Blueprint. Lots of you know about it. And then we maximized by building this influencer program. So I'm just giving you the background about our company because as a realtor, your reputation lives on all of these places. It lives on Google. It lives on Zillow. It lives on Realtor. It lives on homes.com. It lives on Facebook. You can get reviews on Facebook. It lives on LinkedIn. You can get endorsements on LinkedIn. So you need to make sure that your online reputation is solid in all of these sites. And then you got to look at your social media and make sure that's set up well too. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and now TikTok. So I want to ask you all, when you look at all these platforms, which platforms are you not using? Feel free to comment in the chat or on the StreamYard. Are you not using YouTube? That's pretty popular to not be using YouTube. Are you not using LinkedIn? Are you not using Google for your Google reviews? Which one are you missing? Let me know. I got some people saying LinkedIn, some people saying homes.com. Homes.com and Realtor. Fred says Homes, Zillow, and Realtor. Julia says YouTube. Chris says homes.com. Monica says, I have them all, but I'm just not using them. I'm overwhelmed. I totally get it, Monica. So I'm hoping this challenge is going to simplify things and get you moving in one of those directions. Awesome. How do I get my Zillow reviews to my Google business? Unfortunately, you can't. You'd have to ask them again. There's no copy and pasting. Yeah, everybody relates to Monica who says like, you know what? I have it, but I'm just overwhelmed. This is perfect. So I just want to get a taste of where everybody is. Now let's get into where we can help you. Okay. So if you looked at your digital presence 1 through 100, what score would you give yourself? Feel free to put that in the chat. 100 being I rock, Google me, I'm so confident. 1 being I'm invisible online. question is, how you doing on Google? So we go to trade shows all the time and we wear these shirts that say, how you doing on Google? People always laugh. Wayne says, I'm a 50. We got 80s, we got 50s, we got 90s. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. So this is me back in the day, traveling office to office to office. And then guess what happened? COVID. And I couldn't go to any offices anymore. And I could have had fear, but instead I had gratitude that I could actually stay home. And then I started looking at, how can I serve my community? Okay, very interesting question. When things get tough, rather than looking at survival mode, I go outbound and I think, how can I serve my community? So I started doing free education every day at 2 o'clock. And this influencer challenge is circling back to that, right? Every day at 12, we're going live. I used to love this. Every day at 2, I would go live for an hour with all these realtors. And next thing I know, I got written up in The Real Deal. We did this webinar called Corona Proof Your Business. And I created this university called Real Grader University. And you can all go there, realgraderuniversity.com. That's free. That's a free resource. I got written up in The Real Deal. I won this $1 million award for doing $1 million in a funnel, which means I did $1 million in revenue from one digital marketing campaign, right? And this is just me pushing and pushing on this concept of online presence, Google, social media influencer, right? And then next thing I know, the Miami Association of Realtors says, why don't you come on stage and pitch to us? And I entered this pitch battle and I won. And then at the very last day of last year, these are all the people I've interviewed to get me to this point. These are all top influencers in the space. And this is what I'm going to share with you. You want a shortcut having influence? Ben knows this trick. Start interviewing those that are super influential. The second you start interviewing like your broker, your CEO of your company, big real estate influencers, people are going to take you a lot more seriously and you're going to build that influence a lot quicker. So I went out and I interviewed 51 top industry professionals, including the president of the Association of Realtors. And guess what happened? Very last day of the year, I get a letter from the National Association of Realtors that they picked our company as the first company for 2023 to accelerate our growth, to introduce us to MLSs, and to do investment, right? So this is like why I am in this industry. This is like why I'm so passionate, is because when I'm giving and I'm providing value and everybody's learning, I get rewarded on the tail end. But just because it's like this, the accomplishment is so big and the people that I'm helping, it's such a big community that it's like automatically my values increased without me striving to do revenue or striving to make money. I'm actually striving to serve you all. Okay, so that's the difference. And I want you to think about that, because Ben applies this as well with his community. When you're building your community, what can you give to your community? Not versus what can I get? What's the ROI on my social media? Forget about the ROI. What can you give as far as value? And then you'll be handsomely paid in return. But what can you give? What can you contribute versus what can you get out of social media? Ben, anything you want to add there?
Yeah, 100%. You know, the market rewards the problems that you solve, the value that you bring. So it does take some energy and bandwidth to create content, but think of that as seeds you're planting, and sooner rather than later, those seeds will start to grow. And if you get 30 people watching a video, somebody might say, oh, I only get 30 views, but that's like 30 people in a room who watched you and you got to educate them, and you just could triple that, quadruple that, and stay consistent. And then that's where, you know, you plant all those seeds all over the place, and the marketplace eventually will reward you for doing that.
100%. So I want you to look at that in your business, in real estate. Where can you provide value? Where can one of your brand pillars or something that you're sharing on social media be of real value to your community? Maybe you're letting them know about all the local events. Maybe you're letting them know about the rules around the contracts. Maybe you're letting them know about things that are happening in the environment. Whatever it is, think of something that you can provide of value, because you have an audience and they trust you and you're an authority. So I made a decision at some point to build this business, right? And to serve 500,000 realtors. I was sitting on a beach, and then I just sat there and I was like, I've been serving the industry for so many years, but I haven't quite like figured out how to serve more people and more people. And then I made this decision, like, I'm just going to go out and I'm going to serve as many people as possible. And I want to serve at least 500,000 realtors with my education, coaching, tools, resources, anything that I can do to help. And I know Ben had made a decision at some point too. Ben, what's your decision that you made?
My decision was that I'm going to educate and inspire 1 billion people to get the message out there on health and nutrition and do whatever it takes to get the message out there. That was a decision I made a few years ago. And of course, Alex's coaching and friendship and mentorship helped me choose such a big goal. And at first, there was some uncertainty, but I leaned into Alex's belief in me when I sometimes lacked the belief in myself. So that's why it's important to have a coach. So yeah, that was my decision, and that's the mission, to educate and inspire 1 billion people.
Awesome. So I'm going to ask you all now to make a decision. Like, how many people do you want to impact through your social media? And maybe it's not this year, maybe it's not next year. It's like this vision, this dream. Like for me, it's 500,000 agents. For Ben, it's 1 billion people. For you, what is it? What's the decision you're making about the future? What decision are you going to make today? This is part of you setting a goal for yourself. Like, how many people do you want to reach through your social media, your online presence, even just through physically being maybe in front of a stage on a big stage? So I got Chris that says 100,000 plus. Amazing.
Awesome.
We got Francisco that said 3,000. What decision are you making today? This is part of you. We're training your mindset to go big. And then we're going to give you the tools and resources layered inside. But I want you to start thinking big. I want you to start thinking what's possible. Because I did not know that today would happen, or like the reach that I have today would happen so quickly. I knew that I wanted to go big, and Ben too. I'm sure Ben did not expect to hit 300,000 subscribers, followers on TikTok that quickly. I remember the day we spoke about it, it was like, that would be cool.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, it happens a lot faster than you think once you actually make the decision.
That's right.
Awesome. Stuart says 5,000. Elaine says 10,000. Yamili says 1,000 plus. Monica says, I want worldwide reach. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. These people are playing all in. Not sure what's realistic, but I'm going to say 20,000. I love it. So that takes me to the next thing, is like this influencer mindset, right? And now I want Ben to speak a little bit. Now, let me introduce Ben properly. Ben is the only human being that I know that is so disciplined, so committed, and so generous to his people and his community. Like, I have yet to meet somebody like Ben, right? Ben is somebody that when I say, hey, Ben, you should do this, he does it. Hey, Ben, you should serve these people this way, and he does it. Ben posts multiple times a day. Ben does multiple videos. Ben speaks on stages across the country. Ben has reached, I don't even know how many people, but I'm guessing it's almost getting close to 1 billion.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Like,
yeah.
And this was a vision that Ben had, 5-6 years ago. So Ben was a personal trainer for me. And I met Ben because he was doing some photography. And I said, Ben, come over. He gave me some personal training suggestions. We started working out, and he was charging minimal. And I'm like, Ben, you're a genius. What are you doing here? Like, you need to be on stages. You need to be speaking. You need to all this. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, bro, like, you need to go big. And he's like, all right, I want to do it. So he signed up. I became his business coach for a little while, and we sold his CrossFit gym. He created this new online academy. He got coaching from multiple other people as well, like Daniel Pompa and Sean Cannell from YouTube. He really took it on. And now Ben helps people reverse diabetes. Ben helps people lose hundreds, thousands of pounds of weight. Like, people losing 100 pounds is like kind of normal in his community. It's crazy. People reversing diabetes is normal conversation in his community. That's not normal conversation anywhere else. Okay. Ben has written best-selling books. Ben has following on all different channels, YouTube, TikTok, you name it. High quantity of following. He is a true influencer in the health space. And why I'm bringing him on is because he's done it all. He does it all. He's committed. He's decisive. He takes action, and he's here to inspire you all with his mindset. This guy's got a solid mindset. So thank you, Ben, for being here, and let's take it away.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's take it away. If you could remove the comment here from Monica so we have a full screen of the slides. Yep. You would have to just select another comment and then pull it off in the StreamYard. So if any comment, yeah, there you go. And then just pull it off now. Remove. There you go. Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, Alex, thank you for the amazing introduction and what you said. I am so grateful for you. And although, we have an indirect business relationship because I still come to you all the time and I'm like, hey, I did this webinar, I have this idea. And I'm always kind of asking Alex questions and vice versa. You're asking me health questions. So we have a beautiful relationship. And I really believe that it's so important to have a coach. It's so important to have a mentor. It's so important to be a part of a community. And I would not be doing the things that I'm doing today if it wasn't for your support and your mentorship, Alex. So it's been beautiful to see what you've done. I remember when your vision of Real Greater was just a thought, and now what you've done. I mean, 28,000 agents you ran scores on. I didn't even realize that. That is freaking incredible. So thank you, Alex, so much. And I'm grateful to be here with all of you. And I have a few things to share with you today that's going to lay the framework and what I believe is fundamental and paramount to success in all areas of life. My favorite definition of success came from the 1950s. Earl Nightingale said this in the 1950s, and it's true to this day. His definition, and it's my definition I've adopted of success, is this: success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Alex just shared with you and asked you all to share what your worthy ideal was. Like Francisco said, 3,000 people. Mary says 5,000, 30,000, actually 30,000 for Francisco. So that is a worthy ideal. A goal that you have fallen in love with is a worthy ideal. So success is the progressive realization of that worthy ideal, meaning you are just closing the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. But the cool thing about this definition is that worthy ideal is unique to your highest values and what you want to create in this world. It's like fingerprint specific. So that could be, as a real estate agent, reaching 30,000 people. It could be for me, educating 1 billion people. So it's unique to you. And it's exciting to have that. And that is what success is in my book. So I'm going to share a little story with you real quick. And it's a story from the Bible, but please, if you don't believe in God, you could substitute that. It's not a religious share at all, but it is a very powerful story on the power of expectation. So here's how the story goes. Here's a photo of Moses, and Moses was walking through the desert with his following. So he had a group of individuals who believed in Moses, and Moses, though, knew that they had to change their paradigm. They had to change their subconscious mind and their beliefs and their thinking to take them to new land and new territory so they could achieve a wealthy, beautiful lifestyle. So he was walking through the desert with his followers, and they were walking for hours. And the followers started to doubt Moses. They started to think and congregate together and say, I think Moses is lost. He doesn't know where we're going. We might die out here. But Moses was a very smart man. He was a really brilliant leader, like Alex, by the way, who's leading us in the 5 days here. So the followers all got together. They stopped Moses and they said, Moses, we're going to die out here in the desert. There's no rain. There's no water. There's no land. There's no food. It's been hours. We're going to die. Do you know where you're going? And Moses said, go pray to your God for rain so we could collect the rainwater and survive and keep going until we get to new land. So they went out and they prayed and they continued walking. Hours later, still no rain in sight, no land, no food in sight. Now they're really starting to get concerned and doubting Moses. So they all walked up to Moses again. They said, Moses, God has forsaken us. We are going to die out here in the desert. And Moses paused and he looked around. He looked behind all of them and he said, where are the ditches? And they looked back at Moses and said, what do you mean ditches? And he said, if you truly expected rainfall, you would have dug the ditches to collect the water. I don't see one ditch that you've dug. You see, they didn't really expect, they didn't believe in their coach. They didn't believe in Moses. They didn't expect that they were going to survive. And there is a power of expectation. So the reason I share this with you right off the bat just because I want you to expect that you're going to create great things from this challenge. Dig the ditches. Expect that what we're going to teach you is going to create, it's going to take you to new territory. And we have to adopt that belief, because a lot of people believe you have to see it before you believe it, but it's actually the opposite. You got to believe it before you see it. And that's exactly what happened with my worthy ideal. I set that worthy ideal of 1 billion people reached, and I started to believe it by leaning into Alex and what he's taught me. And now, it's just a matter of maybe a few years, I'll hit that goal. We're definitely in the hundreds of millions of people reached. So I wanted to share that with you right off the bat. And also, it's important to get clear on your why. Jim Rohn used to always say, when the why is strong, the how becomes easier. And I truly believe reasons come before results. So if you ever are having a challenge, and I see you, Francisco, hello. If you're ever having difficulties, and there's going to be speed bumps along the way, refocus your attention and your eyes on the reason why you got started. So for me, when I educate people on health and nutrition, or when I'm speaking on stages, I always ask people, what is your why? Why do you want to achieve your goal? And I'll have people share, and a lot of people will share, I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to lose 80 pounds. I want to lose some weight is usually the typical why, but it's much more deeper than that. It's where is it showing up in your life? If somebody is 80 pounds overweight, they're not going to have the energy levels for their business, for their family, for their friends. And how is that affecting your life? So dig deep into the reason why you're in this challenge and why you want to impact a lot of people. And financial reasons are terrific, but also dig a little bit deeper. So I encourage you to develop that why throughout the next 5 days here. Neville Goddard said, "We are only limited by weakness of attention and poverty of imagination." Let's unpack both of those things real quick. So when we think about weakness of attention, we could focus on what you see here, the conscious mind versus the subconscious mind. And it's been estimated to researchers believe that 95% of your results are in the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is your day-to-day behaviors. You're not even thinking about it. You're just going through the motions. But here's the thing. We've filled our subconscious mind with a lot of distractions. There's mainstream news, there's social media, like consuming, meaning not creating. There's a difference. Friends, family, coworkers, people are going to tell you, why do you want to achieve all these things? There's going to be naysayers and haters, and that's causing weakness of attention. So there's something to be said about having extreme focus and really diving deep into your brilliant work and your genius, and that commitment will create the genius. So that is what he meant by weakness of attention. We are just dopamine hits all over the place. So we want to be aware of that, because Les Brown said it well. You don't get what you want in life. You get what you are. And essentially what you are those 60,000 thoughts that you have every day. That is in your subconscious mind. So let me ask you this question, and you could type in the chat box. I don't see the Zoom, but maybe Alex could let me know. How many of you talk to yourselves during the day? Do you have conversations with your day during the day with yourself? Yes or no? They estimate, psychiatrists do, that the average person has 60,000 thoughts every single day. 60,000 thoughts every single day. And out of those 60,000 thoughts, they have determined that 90% of them are the same thoughts from yesterday, and 85% of those thoughts are negative thoughts. So I see John says yes. Ryan says yes. I see a Facebook user who says yes. Francisco says yes. So when I ask this question in seminars, it's a little bit different doing it online. Not everybody raises their hand when I ask them if they talk to themselves during the day. Probably 95% of the room raised their hand. There's a 5% who don't. And I say, for those of you who didn't raise your hand, you're thinking, do I talk to myself? I think I talk to myself. I'm not sure if I talk to myself, but of course, we all talk to ourselves. And it's very important to become aware of the conversations you're having, because you become what you think about. Your results will manifest because of the thoughts you're thinking every single day. So all of you, many of you have said yes so far. We're going to do a silly little example here, and I think it'll work even though we're online. I'm going to count to 3. And on the count of 3, we're going to say this word on the screen together, which is silk. We're just going to say silk, silk, silk 5 times in a row. So I know you might be watching from home, you might be driving or listening. So you'll say it out loud wherever you are. And then as soon as you say those words 5 times in a row, I'm going to ask you a quick question. And Alex and Katerina, I want you to do this as well. I'm going to ask you a quick question. I want you to answer that question as fast as possible. Okay. So we're on the count of 3. We're going to say silk out loud 5 times in a row. I will ask you a quick question and you'll answer that question out loud, even if you're, watching online. So here, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Silk, silk,
Silk.
silk,
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 Silk.
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 What do cows drink?
Milk.
Milk.
Alex didn't say anything. See, he let me be the.
Alex didn't know this already. So most people will say milk because we've kind of conditioned them silk, 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 and then cows, milk. And many of you watching this might have said milk, but here's the truth. Cows drink water. They don't drink milk. They produce milk. But that's just a silly example to show you that although we have thoughts and mental activity, we're not really aware of those thoughts. We're kind of going through the motions. So the name of the game is really to become aware of those 60,000 thoughts, because here's the thing. George Bernard Shaw said 2% of the population think, 3% of the population think they think, and 95% of the population would rather die than think. So we want to become aware of those thoughts, because if you're going to change your thoughts, you're going to change your health at a cellular level and your results. And this is not woo-woo. Dr. Bruce Lipton, who's a world-renowned cell biologist, I've interviewed him on my Keto Camp podcast. He has a fantastic book called The Biology of Belief. He has proven that your thoughts are a frequency that actually have the ability to communicate with your cells and your DNA. If it's a negative thought, a hateful thought, a resentful thought, a self-limiting thought, that frequency sent to your DNA will produce inflammatory proteins. But if it's a loving thought, a grateful thought, an abundant thought, that frequency sent to your DNA will actually create anti-inflammatory proteins. So if we have 60,000 thoughts per day, we have 60,000 opportunities to put the body in this anti-inflammatory state. And Bob Proctor said, the late great Bob Proctor said, thoughts become things. If you could see it in your mind, you will hold it in your hand. So Alex has Real Greater, and it all started with a thought. Everything that you see manifest has started with a thought before it actually manifests in real life. Another fascinating book to really illustrate the power of thoughts is this book called The Hidden Messages in Water. This is a doctor who wrote this book, Dr. Emoto. And what he did is really fascinating. He would put water in a cup, and then he would write specific messages next to that water, whether it was a hateful message or a positive message. And he would review the water structure with magnetic resonance analysis technology in high-speed photographs. So I'm going to show you the water crystal, what it looked like after each message was put next to it. So for example, here on the left, when they wrote love and gratitude next to the water, it turned that crystal into that beautiful crystal you see there on the left. When they wrote the words, "You disgust me," look what the water turned into. Eternal turned the water crystal into this beautiful looking crystal. Peace turned it into that beautiful looking crystal. Evil changed the chemical structure of that water. Thank you. Look, turned it into a beautiful structure. Now you're thinking, okay, what does this have to do with me? Well, the human body is 70% water. So if you have hateful thoughts, self-limiting thoughts, that's definitely room to work on, because if we change those thoughts, you could change the chemical structure of your entire human body, which is mostly water. That's why I always say you are the most influential person you'll speak to today. This is an influencer challenge. The first person we want to influence is yourself. And you do that with changing your thoughts. It won't happen overnight, but it happens with consistent effort. I still work on it to this day, and I know Alex does as well. This is a video that let's see if I could show this, Alex. Let me see if I could share my screen. Because what determines your thoughts is your environment. So if we don't take care of our environment, it's going to be very hard to change your thoughts. So check out this video. I'm going to just do a screen share here, Alex. I think I could share this. So here we go. Let me do a screen share. Okay. If you could pull up, there you go. Thank you, Alex. Let me pull this video up. Watch this after the ad plays. Clorox does not sponsor this challenge. Let the ad play. Here we go.
Training fleas requires a glass jar with a lid. The fleas are placed inside the jar and the lid is then sealed. They are left undisturbed for 3 days. Then, when the jar is opened, the fleas will not jump out. In fact, the fleas will never jump higher than the level set by the lid. Their behaviour is now set for the rest of their lives. And when these fleas reproduce, their offspring will automatically follow their example.
So you saw that visual experience example of what exactly your environment does. They put the fleas in the jar, they removed the jar, and even though the jar was removed, they had been conditioned to believe that they're stuck. And not only that, their offspring flew in the same pattern, right? That's how important it is to change your environment. If you have an environment that's not supporting you, it's going to be very difficult to change those thoughts and change your behaviors and change your ways. And there's an analogy about how this works. Crabs in a bucket. You could put 50 crabs in a bucket without a lid and leave the bucket with the crabs overnight. Come back in the morning, all 50 crabs are still there, even though there was not a lid. And you might be thinking, those crabs are stupid. Why didn't they just try to escape? Well, some of them did. And every time a crab tried to escape and break for freedom, the other crabs would see this crab and pull it down, drag at it, and crawl and claw at it to bring it back down into the bucket. And we have people in our lives who act similar. They are crabs in a bucket. They are crabs that are pulling us back down. They could be friends and family members. There could be haters on social media. It's all part of it, but we want to identify who they are. So the question I'm going to ask you is, who are you spending your time with? If you're spending your time with people who are unhealthy, people who are not motivated to create a big impact, it's going to be very difficult to achieve the results that you want to achieve. So we want to do an audit on the environment. And here's what I have my students do. And I recommend you all do this. I actually learned this exercise from, I believe it was Dean Graziosi. And here's how it works. You grab a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper, like you see me holding up here. Let me fix my camera setting. You grab a piece of paper and you just draw a line down the middle, a line at the top. And at the top left, you're going to write the word chargers. Top right, you're going to write the word drainers. And then you're just going to do an audit with the people who are closest to you in your life. And if somebody is a drainer, meaning they are gossiping, they're not really supporting your goals, you feel drained after you speak to them, you're going to put them on the left side of the piece of paper here. And if somebody is a charger, they support you, they encourage you. Like Alex is a charger in my life. You put them on the right side. And then once you've identified the chargers and the drainers, then you just want to spend more time with the chargers and less time with the drainers. It's a very important exercise that's very powerful because, like we just demonstrated, your environment determines your thoughts. Alex, is there anything you want to add to this specific piece?
Yeah, I do actually. Is like, I really want you all, because I know for a lot of you, social media is new. So as you start doing some of the stuff that we talk about this week, like updating your Facebook profile pic, making this post or that post. And yeah, we're new. And my first video sucked, right? And my first post wasn't so great. And it didn't have the perfect hashtags and all that. That's okay. And there's going to be the haters or the drainers that say, what are you doing? You're trying to be on social media now? What do you think? You're cool? You're going to be on social media? It's like, well, you got a lot of work to do. And then there's going to be the chargers that say, welcome to social media. I just saw your post. That's awesome. You're getting started on social media. You have so much opportunity ahead of you, right? So, I mean, there's going to be these two sides as you get out there more. And I know a lot of you don't get out there because a little bit there's that fear that what are those people going to say, right? Or what if I didn't do it right? Or maybe my son or daughter's going to be like, Dad, what are you doing on TikTok? My kids did that to me. They gave me the, what are you doing on TikTok? And I'm like, I'm growing my business on TikTok. That's what I'm doing. So I mean, and they're not drainers, my kids necessarily, but I'm not going to, I'm going to let them know like, hey, this is what I'm up to. Right. And I'm not going to let it phase me.
Yeah, that's right. And, there's those comments could be subtle from family members and people we love who don't really want harm to us. They don't want to harm us, but it's just when you start to change, here's the truth. When you change, you become a threat to people in your life who are not changing. And it's just part of it. So we want to make sure we identify the people in our lives who are supporting us. And we could have conversations like Alex had conversations with his kids. You could have conversations and let them know what you're doing, what you're up to, like set boundaries so they are on board with you. But that exercise is very important. I recommend getting that done today. Do an audit on your environment and then spend more time with the people who are chargers versus drainers. The second thing is to take this supplement every day. This supplement is going to help you as an entrepreneur with mental clarity, with inflammation, with longevity. As a matter of fact, Dr. Joe Dispenza has studied this supplement called vitamin G, and he's done brain scans on individuals, and he saw 1,200 chemical reactions take place instantaneously when the participants in his seminar took this vitamin. And these 1,200 chemicals were oxytocin, serotonin. These are just chemicals that put your body in a reparative, restorative state. And it instantaneously puts you in a good mood, gets you out of funk. So it's vitamin G. What is vitamin G? Vitamin G is the practice of gratitude. I believe vitamin G is the strongest vitamin in the world. I don't have a link for it. It's not a sponsor because it's something that we have. It's free. But a daily gratitude practice will change your life. It's a universal law that states what you feed energy to expands. In other words, what you appreciate appreciates. And if you want the science behind this, I'll give you the science. This is a video on TikTok. I don't have the capability of playing it here, but I'll give you the synopsis here and then I'll give you the science. This is a woman who's, I think she was like 100 years old, and her granddaughter or great-granddaughter was interviewing her and asking her, because she's eating ice cream in this video. And the granddaughter was asking her, Grandma, what is the secret to living a long, healthy life? And she said, I don't know, essentially. She's been naughty. She eats sugar. She eats butter. But she does do something every single day, she says. And she says she practices gratitude every day. She has a gratitude practice. And she believes that was one of the keys to her living such a long, healthy, beautiful life. Here's the science behind it. There's a part of your brain called the reticular activating system. We're going to call it RAS for short. Whatever you feed your RAS, you will see in your day-to-day experiences. So for example, let's say you wanted to buy a red Tesla and you spent weeks online on Auto Trader and CarMax, different websites looking at different red Teslas. Are you going to buy a used one, a new one, a leased one? And you finally make the decision to drive to the dealership and you purchase your beautiful red Tesla. And something happens that you notice. You are driving home in your brand new car and you notice red Teslas all over the place. At the stop sign right next to you, on the highway opposite of you. For weeks, you see red Teslas everywhere. And you start to think, damn, did everybody buy a red Tesla because I just bought one? No, they were always there, but now you've activated that RAS to actually see it. Meaning, if you're focusing on what's not working for you or why you don't have enough money or why you're not smart enough, whatever negative thought, you will just continue to feed your RAS and that's all you will see. But when you shift your energy and attention and your mindset to gratitude and how everything is happening for you, not to you, and you start practicing gratitude, now those problems become opportunities. That's exactly how it works. So I always say, Zig Ziglar used to say, stinking thinking. And he says, you're not going to be able to achieve incredible results if you have stinking thinking. So I always say now, if your thinking is stinking, your dreams are shrinking. And one of the easiest ways to shift your thinking to a positive mindset is the practice of gratitude. So how you would do that would be very simple. Before bed, write down 10 things you're grateful for. If you find yourself feeling challenged, write down the benefits of that challenge. Write down what you're grateful for. Just focus your attention and energy on gratitude, and it's going to make a big difference for you. Dr. Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Before I move on to the last part here, anything you want to add to that, Alex?
No, I think that's why we're doing this mindset thing, because I don't want you to have the stinking thinking. Right? I don't want you to be nervous about the naysayers. I want you to declare a future, and we might not know exactly how to get there. Like, how do I get to the 1 billion followers? Like, Ben didn't have it all figured out. How do I get to 500,000 agents? I don't have it all figured out. I'm learning along the way. But the thing is, I'm not getting stopped, and I'm always looking at my mindset so that I'm open for the growth, right? I don't have a fixed mindset. I don't even have a growth mindset. I have what's called a learner mindset, which is like I just continually learn and grow, and make progress and progress. And that's what we're all here to do. You know, talking about the gratitude, I did something at the beginning of this year that I'd never done before, is every day I posted on social media a moment that I was really grateful for. a moment that mattered to me. And that was a way for me to combine gratitude with connection on social media.
Smart.
Right.
Yeah. That's
So
beautiful.
for some of you, maybe that's how you get started, is you're just sharing gratitude every day about something that you're grateful for.
That is beautiful. Yeah, I love that you did that. And you probably inspired so many other people to do the same thing. So there's different ways to practice gratitude. It should be a big part. Get your daily dose of vitamin G. You can't overdose on it. And you're going to notice benefits almost immediately. The last part here, which is very important for the 5-day conversation we're having here during the challenge, is to stop following the crowd and start following your unique purpose. There are actually health benefits to you living on purpose with your purpose. I love this quote from Robert Heinlein. He said, "In the absence of clearly defined goals, we become strangely loyal to performing daily trivia until ultimately we become enslaved by it." I know I've been there before. I used to be, and I'll share my story more on Thursday on session 4, but I used to perform daily trivia every day until I got clear on my goals, and then everything changed for me. So let me ask you this question. I want to relate this to health. Let me ask you this question. For those on here right now, or if you're watching the replay, you could feel free to answer. What would you say is the primary cause of why people have their first heart attack or stroke? What do you think it is? And we know that heart disease is the number one killer in the United States, and we want to be able to avoid this. So I'm going to share with you the number one cause. A lot of people would say this: obesity.
Stress, anxiety, stress in the Zoom chat.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, y'all are smart because you nailed it. Most people would say, obesity, clogged arteries. I see that, Francisco, bad fat, smoking, high cholesterol, etc. And while all those for sure can contribute, it's definitely something else. So this is a book that came out in 1989. In this book, it's called Recovering the Soul, medical doctor Larry Dossey. They could predict when individuals had their first heart attack. Get this. More heart attacks take place in the United States on Monday morning between 8 and 9 a.m. That's when the majority of people had their first heart attack. 85% of them, according to American public studies, from going to jobs they hate. It was the stress of doing something they hated to do. It was not aligned with their highest values. That's why it's so important to find out what's important to you and live on purpose with your purpose. If you are struggling to have content ideas and to have ideas for your business, it's really a lack of being clear on your why and your highest values. Once you're clear on that, man, you're going to become a creative genius. You're going to have so many ideas and you're not going to feel stressed. Alex works all the time. I work all the time, but we're doing things we love to do. Like he spoke about earlier, creating content, educating people. Doesn't really feel like work. And there's so many health benefits to living on purpose with your purpose. And you're going to learn from other incredible speakers. Okay, but there's certain things you need to do in your business that you hate, but it needs to be done. That's where you'll learn how to delegate and create systems and all that. So you'll learn a little bit more about that throughout the 5 days here. But my point is, what?
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but that's perfect. That's like why Katerina and I were able to put together this challenge. Because you have no idea Ben knows how many pieces are involved in putting together a challenge. Yeah. But because we're living in our purpose, it's like Katerina worked on the weekend. I was working at night. It didn't bother me one bit. It wasn't like, oh my, this is so annoying. I have this challenge to do on Monday. I was like, I'm doing this challenge on Monday and there's so much work to do. And I love it. Like, how many people in here, like, you're passionate about your career in real estate. You wake up and you're like, let's go. And I know there's people that probably aren't passionate and they're like, I'm rethinking this right now. That's right. Okay too. But, let us know, because I want that passion to also shine through on your social media, that energy, that enthusiasm, that excitement, right? That wake up in the morning and I'm going to share something on social media because this is my passion. I want to reach more people. It's almost like it's against my moral obligation if I don't show up.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And look at what Alex has done with the challenge and Katerina, right? He has his systems in place. Katerina has her role. Alex has his role. And you're going to learn how to do that. I'm learning from Alex about how to do this with my company as well. So yes, when you are living on purpose with your purpose, the challenges are just opportunities and you're excited about it, to your point, Alex. This is my last slide. The last thing that I'll share is a quote from Earl Nightingale. My slides are done if you want to take this off, but Earl Nightingale said, most people tiptoe their way through life hoping to land safely on death's door. Instead of living 70 years, they live 1 year 70 times. And that's not what we want to do. We live in an incredible world. No matter what's happening in the economy, we create our own economy. And the next 5 days, you're going to learn so many incredible nuggets and actionable steps. So I encourage everybody to lean in, take massive action. And hopefully with my session today and what Alex is going to share now, you understand how important it is to master that fundamental, which is the mindset, and get clear on your thoughts and gratitude moving forward, and all the other stuff will just upgrade by default.
That's awesome, Ben. Thank you so much for setting the tone of mindset. I'm going to do a few slides on mindset too, but before we go there, I want to give away something. So we're going to start by giving away 2 digital business cards. These are $297 value each. We will set up the digital business card for you. You will have it free for a year. We'll show you how to use it. It's an amazing tool. I know Katerina has one, Ben has one, I have one.
Yep.
Thousands of realtors have one. This is a free giveaway, but in order to win, I'm going to ask you, what was the biggest takeaway from Ben's mindset talk? Whoever 2 people have the best answer, Katerina's going to pick them, and then I'll announce how you can win. But put in the chat on Zoom or put in the chat on StreamYard, what was your biggest takeaway from Ben's mindset talk?
I'm curious to see the answers, and you were very welcome, Francisco. I appreciate you being here. I see your comment. Yeah, let's see. That's a fantastic gift. I love mine.
So we got some answers here. Live on purpose with purpose. He gives us peace of mind, vitamin G, the water examples, daily dose of vitamin G, gratitude, think deeper than just a goal, live on purpose with your purpose, daily gratitude, mindset controls your business, with the words besides the glass, and how words change the crystals. So many good things. Spend more time with people who inspire you than those who wear you out. Vitamin G, a reminder to live in gratitude. Wow, people are going off here. This is awesome.
Great. I love it. Amazing job, everybody.
Yeah. So, Katerina, what were your 2 favorite answers? You want to read those off?
The pressure is on you, Katerina.
And announce the person too.
Oh, she said, hold on a second. Yeah, she's still choosing them. Yeah, I remember when I was giving away the challenges, I put the pressure on my team too.
Awesome. The replays are going to show up in the Facebook group, and the replays will be available for a little while after the 5 days as well.
On the topic of stress, real quick, I know me and Alex are a big fan of Dr. John DeMartini. He always says, turn your stressings into blessings. So the activity that he recommends you do, if you have a lot of stress right now, grab a piece of paper, write down 50 benefits to why you are dealing with that stress, and bring everything back into homeostasis, and like the stress goes away when you see the other side of things.
I'll tell you, I did this with one of my sales team members. I highly recommend that exercise. So one of my sales guys he kept hitting like a 50K monthly goal, and he couldn't break through it. And he really wanted to get to like the 90K, 100K goal. So I said, write down 50 benefits besides the money, 50 benefits to reaching that goal for yourself. He literally wrote them down on a piece of paper, and he reads them every day. And less than 2 months later, he broke 90K.
That's
and
awesome.
he had several months over that. So, I mean, that does work. Like, it creates new neural pathways in your brain to create creative thoughts around why that goal would benefit you. Create something totally new. Katerina, you good to go with the winners? You can put it in the Zoom.
It's so hard. I think I like Kathy. Spend more time with people who inspire you than those who wear you out.
Awesome.
And then Charnel, is that how you pronounce your name? With the words besides the glass, how the words were changing with the crystals.
Awesome. So the 2 of you have just won a digital business card. We'll set it up for you. In order to win, make sure you email Katerina@realgrader.com and give her your name, your email address, and your phone number in that email, and say Instacart in the subject line. And then she'll know to get that out to you. All right.
Congratulations. Great answers, everybody.
And it's Katerina@realgrader.com, Katerina@realgrader.com. Congratulations. Now I'm going to get into a couple more slides. Ben, I know might hang out for a little bit. I don't know if you got to go, Ben. If you do, just let me know.
Yeah, if you could put me just like in the, I'll watch from the back end studio here.
Yeah, you got it.
But before you take me off, I can't wait to be back on day 4. By the way, I have a lot more to share with you, and I'm going to be watching the other speakers and watching your session here. So I'll go ahead, Alex, take it away, and thank you for having me today. By the way,
awesome. Yeah, and definitely Ben is going to be around, and he's there on day 4. So join him for that. Let's get into this. I'm going to hit you in the back room there. All right. So first thing I want to cover as far as mindset is the default. Okay. Everybody doesn't, I don't know if everybody thinks about this, but like you have a default right now about being an influencer. There's like a default way you're thinking about it, right? And there's a predictable future, or like what's the future going to look like if you continue to have that default thought. Now that default thought might look something like this. I can't do this, Alex. It's too hard to be an influencer. It's too hard to post every day. Alex, this is too complex. I'm not good enough for this stuff, Alex. I'm uncomfortable. I'll never make it happen. I always mess it up. I can't look at myself on video. I don't know what to do. So that might be like the default thoughts in your programming right now about doing social media, about being an influencer. It's like, it's too hard. It's too complex. Alex and Ben make it look easy. It's not me though. I can't do this stuff, right? That's your default kind of programming right now. And what I'm asking you is to actually clear that, okay? Just clear that away and think about what would be possible if you didn't have that default thought. Like, what if we literally started today with a blank canvas? You're going to learn a bunch of new stuff and you can implement a bunch of new stuff, but you're not thinking like it's going to fail. You're not thinking like it's hard. You're not thinking like it's difficult. You're not thinking like it's not for me. Think about the first day you came to real estate. What if you listened to your default thought? I'm not good enough to be a realtor. This information in the book is too difficult. I'm not going to pass the test. My first deal is going to be impossible. I'm never going to make it. If you had listened to all that default thought, would you be here today as a realtor and as a top producer? So you know the answer to that question. So I'm inviting you to take that default thought that you have about being an influencer and just chuck it in the garbage. Like literally, let's just throw that away because we know it's bull. You had it before when you wanted to be a realtor. It didn't serve you then either. You did it. You got on the other side and you became that realtor. So yes, you're going to throw it all away and you're going to become that influencer. Okay. And this is the kind of language I want you to start thinking about because the possibilities are endless. Okay, you can push a lot of buttons on a lot of different platforms and things can start to move and things can change in your life. Your language about it creates your future. Ben spoke about this as well. What are the thoughts you're telling yourself about becoming an influencer? What are the thoughts you're telling yourself about being on video? Let's put all that away, have a blank canvas for the next 5 days, and so much will be opportunistic, so much possibility for you all. Can you all agree to that? To just like throw away your programming, like it's hard, Alex, it's difficult, I suck on video, whatever's in your mind, let's just put that aside for the purpose of the next 5 days so that you can have full opportunity ahead of you, nothing limiting you. Can we agree to this? Say yes. Let me know in the chat. We can do this. Yes, I agree. Yes, 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 agreed, agreed. Because let's face it, that stuff is definitely not going to serve you. The wide open opportunity will. Okay? So here's what I'm asking you to replace it with. Instead of I can't do this, say I got this. Instead of it's too hard, say I can learn this. Instead of too complex, Alex, this is easy. Instead of I'm not good enough, I'm awesome. Instead of I'm uncomfortable, let's get uncomfortable. Instead of I'll never make it happen, it's happening right now in this 5-day challenge. Instead of I always mess it up, sometimes I mess it up. So what? Right? I can't look at myself. I love myself. I'll shoot multiple videos of myself. I might not post them all. I still love myself. I don't know what to do. I'll learn the steps. Let's replace the language that'll create the future of you being an influencer and not backing down at this, all right? So I want you to train your brain on this new way of doing things, because I know that you're all influencers. And when I see you light up on social media with your videos, with your content, I'm lit up. And I'm like, there he is, there she is. Like when Gabriel's mom, Olga Zakhanova, started doing video, I was like, there she is. And everybody's loving her videos. But it just took her getting over it. For a lot of you, it just takes you getting over it. We're already ready. We're waiting for you to show up. We can't wait for you to show up. Your community, your buyers and sellers, your community, your network, they can't wait for you to show up. Your broker can't wait for you to show up. That associate in your office can't wait for you to show up. I couldn't wait for Katerina to show up. And now Katerina shows up all over the place, right? All right, so that's a little bit about training the brain. Let me move on to the next thing. What do you see here? Put it in the chat. I know it's very obscure. What do you see here? Ben says, I see branding. Gabriel says, my favorite drink, Coca-Cola. Steven says, stuff I shouldn't drink. 2 Coke bottles, Coca-Cola bottles, empty calories. Look at all these points of view on the same thing that I'm showing you. Okay? Everybody's got different points of view, and all of them make sense. They all make sense. Everybody's going to have different points of view. Everybody's going to have different points of view to the content you put out. So what? It's the same stuff. Everybody's going to have a different point of view on the market. When COVID happened, I'm scared. I'm going to go for it. What about recession? Everybody's got a different point of view. Question is, what label are you going to put on the bottle? Okay, what label are you going to put on the same bottle? Is this a recession coming? So I'm just going to back down and just kind of, lie down and let it roll over me? Or it's going to be a flat year? Or looking at the same economy, can you say, wow, opportunity, there's a huge opportunity here. Maybe I can become more connected with my community. Maybe this is an opportunity to connect even better with my homeowners and my clients. And Ben says people still buy and sell in a recession. And we don't even know what's really going on, right? But the point is, it's your point of view on it. What mindset are you going to have about social media? What mindset are you going to have about the market and the economy? I'm inviting you to look at it as an opportunity. I'm inviting you to think of all the places that you can show up and to take action on it. You can have a fixed mindset, or you can have a growth mindset, or you can have what Tom Bilyeu calls a learner mindset, where you're just continually learning and making progress. And I think in social media, we really got to have this learner mindset, because there's nobody that knows everything about social media. And this stuff is changing all the time. So I'm inviting you to just have a learner mindset with it and kind of roll with it, right? You might roll with Instagram for a while. You might roll with TikTok for a while, and then TikTok might get shut down. And then you might roll back to Instagram, and then Instagram and Facebook go down for a day. You might roll over to LinkedIn. You might start doing videos and then learn that short form videos are better than long form videos, and you're going to roll with that. That's that learner mindset. It's going to change. Roll with the punches. Doesn't mean you need to do everything. Just means we need to learn and grow. And you need to play all out. Last thing I'm going to leave you with, this video is gold for me. It's called The Mindset of a Champion. And this little gentleman right here really presents it well. Katerina, is the audio good? Just double checking that.
Yes, it's good.
Michael Jordan has said, I've missed more than 9,000 shots, lost almost 300 games, and 26 times I've been trusted to make the game-winning shot and missed. I fail over and over and over again, and that is why I succeed. Michael Jordan is one of the most famous basketball players in the world, though he was not always a star. He didn't make his high school basketball team because he was too short and wasn't good enough. He could have quit, but instead he had the mindset to continue and get better. He was practicing each day before most people were even out of bed. And because of this, he not only made the team the following year, but he went on to become the greatest player of all time and a true champion. The question that comes to our mind is, can we all learn to have a mindset of a champion? A mindset is a word describing how we think. There are two types of mindsets. One, a growth mindset, and two, a fixed mindset. A growth mindset is when somebody believes they can learn to be good and they can learn to get better. They are not afraid of challenges. They continue when things get hard. They know that they have put effort into learn and they learn from criticism. They are also inspired by people who do well. Michael Jordan has this trait, though another person with a growth mindset is The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He was cut from the Canadian Football League early on in his career. He could have quit, but instead he worked very hard, faced many challenges, and is now a super famous movie star, one of my favorite. Did you know that coaches and professional scouts look for athletes who don't just have skill? They want someone who wants to learn, who is coachable, and will give 100% effort in their practices. They want someone with a growth mindset. What they don't want is somebody who thinks they are already good enough, they don't need to learn, and are not coachable. These people have a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is the opposite of a growth. These people either think they're born good or born not so good. They cannot learn. They are afraid of challenges. They give up and get defensive easily. They feel criticized when given feedback and are threatened by people who do well. Which mindset do you think I have? Well, let me tell you a story. Reading has always been hard for me, and even now I still find it challenging. From kindergarten to 4th grade, I was always a bit below grade level in reading. So each night, I read aloud to my parents to try to get better. This was always the worst part of my day. Whenever I was reading, I would of course make mistakes, misread words, say words that weren't there, miss words that were there, and miss punctuation. Normal. But whenever my mom or dad tried to correct me, I'd get upset. I told them that they were wrong and sometimes even have a meltdown. This happened from my friends and teachers and with other subjects and activities too. I thought that I should know how to do everything already, and if I didn't, I would get upset. I thought that what my teachers were teaching should come to me easy. Well, guess what? Some of the things I was learning or reading were not easy. I would get upset. Negative thoughts came into my mind. You suck. You can't do anything. This should be so easy. Suddenly, I felt tears coming down my face in front of my friends and teachers too. In my head, I was saying, no, please, no. I could no longer control my emotions. This is where the real problem begins. You see, I lose control of my emotions, I stop listening, and I stop thinking. I become difficult to those around me. And when I finally get through it, I am very tired. This is not healthy, and it's not the person I want to be. I want to know why I was feeling this way and why my emotions were so strong. Well, this year, in 5th grade, was the first year I was able to answer these questions. I learned what a growth and fixed mindset are. I'm learning how to change my fixed mindset into a growth mindset and have a mindset of a champion. I believe we can have both of these mindsets, a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. I believe this because I have both. I have a growth mindset with things like soccer, basketball, change, and learning new languages. I also believe we can change our fixed mindset into a growth mindset and have a mindset of a champion. Well, maybe not a champion like Michael Jordan, but a champion in our own way. We may just need a little help to do this. My dad and I read this book called Mindsets, written by Carol Dweck. Carol Dweck is a professor and professional psychologist who researched and came up with the idea of a growth and fixed mindset. Her book told me that I was not the only one as a fixed mindset from time to time. However, the best advice I ever got was from my teacher and school counselor. Their advice was a one little 3-letter word. This word was yet. They told me always put the word yet at the end of my sentence. I can't do it. I can't do it yet. I don't understand. I don't understand yet. The word yet makes me feel I just need to put a little more effort in before I understand it. I still struggle with a fixed mindset from time to time. However, I now know why I get frustrated and upset. For any of you out there who may have a fixed mindset from time to time, please know that I am proof that you can beat it. Writing this talk, I struggled the whole time, but every day I've gotten a little better than the day before. This is why I can say I'm winning, because I'm here in front of you now today. Thank you.
So yeah, I wanted to bring that up because that concept of yet, I think it's so key as you're going through this challenge, right? You may not know how to do it yet. You may not be posting every day yet. You may not have done your first video yet, but you definitely can learn. You can definitely take action. So how many people like that message? Yeah, Alexandria says that message is so powerful. I mean, coming from that child who's really understanding that there's a growth mindset and there's a fixed mindset. And I think a lot of us have this fixed mindset around technology, like I'm never going to learn this stuff. I'm good. I do my real estate the way I'm doing it, versus the growth mindset of like I'm not doing it yet. I haven't done my first video yet. Charnel says that young man set it off. I love the yet from the mouth of a babe. Elaine says, love it. Love this advice. The message was powerful. Awesome. I'm so glad that landed. Let me get back to my screen here. Katerina, anything you want to share about that?
I loved it. He's cute, and I can relate because I did not like to go on video when I started working with Alex, and now I'm here. And I did my first live video Saturday on the Facebook group. So I am doing the yet part.
There you go. So yeah, I'm not at 500,000 agents yet, right? I mean, we're all going to grow this week. We're all going to learn this week. I'm learning stuff from Ben. I look forward to learning stuff from Ivan Estrada, from Gabe Cordova, from Tristan Ahumada, from all of these amazing speakers. I'm learning too in this challenge, okay? I'm with you all. I'm taking the challenge with you. There's homework every day that I invite you to take on. So let me get into that. This influencer challenge, and this is the last piece for today, is that to be an influencer, it's really having diversified influence. Okay. You're all influencers, but the only place you're not showing up yet is on your Google, on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your YouTube, on your different profiles. And once you have that diversified influence, once you're showing up in all these places, once you're distributing content across, and by the way, it doesn't mean you're doing all the work, because everybody knows in my company, I don't do all the work to be out there on all these platforms. I use a team for that, right? But I mean, that's what it's about. You have to create some outcomes of where you want to get to. I'm going to help you with that. You have to take the actions to get there. We can't just meditate and hope for the best. We actually have to do some work here. And then we have to have accountability. And that's what I'm going to do with you this week as part of the challenge. I'm going to help you create the outcomes. I'm going to help you take the actions. I can check on some of your work. For those of you that follow me on Instagram and on Facebook, I can hold you accountable. Katerina as well. We're going to help you get through this challenge. That's our commitment to you, is we're here 5 days answering whatever support questions you have, answering as much as possible, having you take the actions. So here's where I want you to get present to the homework and really where this challenge starts. First is that declaration, like, I am an influencer, which I saw a lot of you do. Then, is your CRM connected to your sphere? Like, have you actually connected your contacts to your social media platforms. Think about that. We're going to go through that this week on how to do that. Have you started using video yet? Do you have more than one pillar of success? Tomorrow, we're going to be going over marketing and your brand pillars. Like for me, a pillar in marketing is Google reputation, social media, technology. A pillar of success is Facebook ads, Instagram, Google business. These are pillars where I get business. So there's messaging pillars, and then there's pillars of success where you get business. And are you counting on just one, like referrals, or do you have a diversified list? I'm helping you diversify that list. Do you have a full-blown effective team? Do you have a minimum of 25 reviews so that you look like a solid reputation online? Do you have at least 1,000 followers on Instagram? So you want to start thinking about what are the goals. And here's what I'm going to ask you all to look at is like, what outcomes are you looking to create? Do you want to grow your data? And this is a 2023 goal, okay? By the end of the year, like fast forward, you join us back on a challenge in December, because we're going to do this every month or 2 months. You come back to us in a year and you're like, Alex, I was on that first challenge that you did. It was awesome. I set some goals for myself, and here's where I got. Is it I got to a 5,000 person database? Is it I got 25 Google reviews? How many Instagram followers do you want to have by the end of the year? How many Facebook friends do you want to have by the end of the year? How many LinkedIn connections do you want to have by the end of the year? How many YouTube videos? Is it 10? How many subscribers? Is it 100? How many Zillow reviews? How many Realtor reviews? How many Homes.com endorsements? So you can take a screenshot of this, or you can write it down, but I'd love for you guys to share in the Facebook group, what are your outcomes? So we're going to post something in the Facebook group that says homework, and then under that thread, we want to see all of your outcomes. Google, Instagram, Facebook. What are the numbers that you're shooting for by the end of the year? That's you declaring like, this is going to happen for me. And then what's going to happen is your mindset is going to create the thoughts around it. Your actions are going to be in alignment with that. You're going to get the support that you need, and you're going to get to that outcome. But you have to claim it first. You have to own it and say, I'm going to get it. This is mine for the taking. Any questions on that? Katerina, let me know if there's any questions in the chat. But this is your first homework, is to really visualize, where do I want to be in each of these areas? How many followers, how many subscribers, how many videos, how many Google reviews? That's building your diversified influence.
We have a few questions.
Few questions?
A few.
Yeah.
Charnel said, I don't even know where I am to start. Where do I find existing followers?
Awesome. These are great questions. Yeah. So, I mean, Charnel, you know, for Instagram, you're going to go online, look at your Instagram. It's going to tell you how many people are following you right now. For Facebook, you can go on there and see how many friends you have. Where do I find my existing followers? You'll see them when you click on followers. I'm going to be doing all these breakdowns this week of looking at the Instagram screen and telling you what all the buttons are, looking at the Facebook screen, telling you all the buttons, LinkedIn, etc. So I'm going to go through each of them, but I want you to start thinking about your numbers around this. Okay, your Google, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, where do you want to get to? And if you're looking for a benchmark, this is the benchmark that I gave my clients last year. Okay, so you could use this, like 25 reviews is a great benchmark to have as a 1-year goal. Now, some people can do 25 reviews in a month. Instagram, 1,000 followers is a great goal if you're in the hundreds. If you're in the thousands, 10,000 is a great goal. Facebook friends, if you're in the hundreds, 1,000 friends is a great goal. If you're in the thousands, 5,000 friends is a great goal. LinkedIn, 2,500 connections. That one's easy. You can upload spreadsheets to do this stuff. We're going to show you how to do it this week. YouTube, 10 videos, 100 subscribers is a benchmark. Zillow, minimum of 5 reviews. So these are kind of the goals that you should have. Awesome. I got a couple questions I'm going to answer. I don't use Zillow reviews anymore. They're a real estate company now. Totally hear you. I still recommend a minimum of 5 in case they do look you up. Ben, I think you have way more than that. He has a hard time getting Google reviews. Yeah, Ben, it gets harder and harder nowadays. But I mean, whenever you're sitting with somebody, that's a great opportunity to actually text them and have them fill it in right there. I don't even know where I'm going to go over more Google stuff later this week. I don't even know where I am to start. We spoke about that one. What is the best way to request your clients to review you on multiple platforms? There's not a lot of solutions for the multiple platform thing. I mean, you can use services like Real Satisfied or Rate My Agent. Those are some services that do some syndication. But other than that, I would focus on the Google reviews first. Chris says, I'm often at 5,000 Facebook friends, but routinely drop those that don't engage, that I don't know on their birthdays. Yeah, that's perfect place to be at 5,000 friends. What's the go-to app or tool for making the best videos? We are going to go over that later this week, a whole list of video tools. That's going to be on social media and your database day. How to do this cost effectively, shoestring budget. I totally hear you. My biggest goal is to grow my YouTube. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so let me go into this a little more. Outcomes for 2023 might look like your deals, your followers, your posting cadence. Hey, I want to post daily. Hey, I want to post weekly. I want to have this many reviews. I want to do this many videos. Okay, so I'm inviting you all. That's your homework, is to really think, what do I want to create? What am I going to get started with here at this 5-day challenge? And I'll end with this. This is a favorite quote I have. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. So I thank you all for giving your time here today to focus on your influencer mindset, to get the ball rolling. We didn't cover a lot of content today, but we had to set the framework for what it is you want to build. So you're claiming, I am an influencer. I have this growth mindset, this learner mindset. I may have some fixed mindset too. That's fine. And I'm here to learn, I'm here to progress, and these are my goals for the year. If you can complete that and put that into Facebook, StreamYard, or you can comment on the Zoom chat, make sure you join the Facebook group. That's where we're really going to get into where we're going next. Where we're going next is tomorrow we're going to be talking about creating your brand messaging, what kind of stuff you should be posting, how you could be posting. That's going to be with Aaron Keith and myself. Then we're going to get into video and branding with Ivan Estrada. He's a best-selling author. So that's where we're going to get into the what to post and how to post. Each day will be available on replay. That'll be temporarily until the end of the challenge. Then if you want the recordings, they will be available for $97, like way past that. I'll create a post on the Facebook group. You can comment. Awesome. And Influencer Starter Kit. If you want the starter kit, you can get it at influencerstarterkit.com. That's a $27 value we put together with a bunch of guidebooks that'll help you get started. If you want to upgrade to VIP, go to getinfluencervip.com. And just to end the challenge, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give away for one of you on the call who shares with me what the biggest takeaway of my information was today. I want you to share that in the Zoom and in the Facebook Workplace. And I'm going to give one of you 1 year free. This is a $7,000 value because I want to kick people off and get them started. $7,000 value today. I'm going to give you the influencer package. What that's going to include is 5 Zoom rooms a week, okay, where we provide support, 30 days of content every month for you. Okay, I'm going to give you this to you for one person for the whole year. Okay, I'm going to give you access to expert webinars, email signatures, VIP support, everything that you're going to need to help guide you in this process. We call that the influencer program. And I'm going to give that away for 1 year to the person who gives the best answer. Katerina, I'll leave it up to you. No stress. Let us know. Who are we giving away this influencer package to?
You want me to tell you now?
I'm going to read some of the answers. Comfort in knowing the roadmap is being offered for success, accountability, and not alone. I love that, Janae. Be a learner mindset. It's going to change. Roll with the punches. I love that, Dawn. Monica says interview influencers, broker, NAR. Yeah, exactly. Go for the big industry professionals. Mindset matters. Growth mindset and positive outlook. Katarina's typing away over there. I can hear it. It's all good though. I think the biggest thing to take away is the word let. There's so much that we need to learn and do, and the biggest thing is mindset, to understand that wherever we are, it starts with now and moving forward to get past yet. Love it. So Katarina, drum roll. Who are we helping to be an influencer this year? just one of many giveaways that we're doing.
Okay, I like the mindset that we are influencers and can do this. The 3 exclamation points from
And who is that?
Chris. Chris.
Awesome.
I'm not going to say the last name right.
Chris, who gave that answer, make sure you email. So it's Chris Wambach. Chris Wambach. No. Oops.
It's Chris. Sorry. Chris, Soignier.
Got it. Yes, Chris Saunier, probably something.
Ooh, yeah.
If I pronounced that right. Congratulations, Chris. Make sure you email Katerina@realgrader.com and put the word influencer in the subject, and we'll make sure to get you activated. You're going to actually get a free digital card for a year, plus an influencer package for a year. It's a $7,000 value. Thanks for playing. Everybody, thanks for playing all out today. This is just day one. We're just getting started. This is the mindset piece. Tomorrow, branding, brand pillars, marketing, video. Then on Wednesday, we're doing social media and your database, getting your database connected to all your social media. Then on Thursday, we're bringing Ben back for another session. And then on Friday, we have Tristan Humada, and we have Gabe Cordova along the way as well. This is going to be awesome. I thank you all for attending. Keep your eyes out for our updates, our notices on when we're going live. It's every day at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want your friends to join, they can still register for free at influencer2023.com. This was day one. It's a wrap. Katerina, anything else you want to share before we get going?
I just want everybody to make sure they join the Facebook group. And also when I create a post, to comment and be active. That's how you can also win the giveaways. And we like to connect with you. So please be active on the Facebook group. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining, and have a great day. Take action.
Recording.